Guys, welcome to another episode of Crazy D's Equipment. So today, to Western Kansas to pick up a tractor. So, let me tell you the story of this. So, on auction time, I noticed there was an L case in Western Kansas, and I thought to myself, I'm going to place a bid on this. I put like a couple $100 on it, and I thought, well, it'll go for more than this. But I would like to have an L, because I mean, this is not for the lot. This is for my personal collection and stuff. I haven't had an L in a while. The last L I had carburetor issues, and it backfired and broke my uncle's arm, and I had some other issues with it. We could never quite get the carburetor right. And I took it to the local tractor pull, and all I was able to do was tighten the chain, and it died, and I had to tow me off the track. And I was like, after that I was kind of disgusted with the tractor, and I sold it. But I've kind of wanted an L for a while. You know me, I like those big Wheatland tractors and stuff, so I thought, well, this would be kind of neat to have. And I don't know what me and Dan are going to do. This thing, according to the guy, when I called him, I asked him, I said, is there any history behind the tractor? And he said, well, he was 45 years old, and he said that tractor sat in that spot for his entire life. He can never remember it not sitting there. So it sat out in the middle of a pasture in the middle of Western Kansas for the last at least 40 years we know of. So it might be quite the restoration project. I do like the looks of the tractor, which you guys will see here in a little bit, that it does look pretty straight from what I can tell in the pictures. And it's got just a nice rust patina to it. So I probably would never paint it up. I would just leave it that way. That rust patina tells a story, and I like the story it tells. So we're gonna when we get to working on this thing, and we do ever get it up and going and stuff, I'm gonna leave it just the way it is. You know, put some tires on it, rebuild the motor, get the mag rebuilt, put the correct mag on it, because it has a Bosch mag, which would be for an earlier one. This is a 37, so being a 37, it should have the big case mag, which I have like 3 or 4 in my parts building that I'll have to send to a guy I know in Wisconsin to rebuild. Get the carburetor rebuilt. Me and Doc can rebuild the motor, drain the transmission, put fresh oil in it, and just leave it like that. That's all it needs, so. But let's see what happens today, how easy this is. It's a 4.5 hour drive out and a 4.5 hour drive back, so it's going to be a long day in the truck. So I guess we'll keep heading that direction. Well, guys, we were able to find it. It was the middle of God's country. 4.5 hours, almost 5 to get out there. Unfortunately, we didn't get any footage of it getting loaded and stuff. The gentleman didn't really want us to film, and that's, I understand that. The doc did do a walk around and kind of caught some of the other bits of history that are laying around out there. When we were loading that tractor, I was just kind of thinking to myself, how many seasons has this tractor seen? Just kind of thinking to myself, how many seasons has this tractor been sitting there? How many Kansas thunderstorms have moved across it? How much lightning out here has it seen? How many tornadoes or funnel clouds passing over it? how many rattlesnakes and field mice and stuff have, in the last 60, 70, 80 years, have used this thing for shelter. It has the original rubber tires on it and stuff, you know, and that makes me think of the history of the tractor. How many acres have this thing plowed and disced, and how many pull-type combines and how many bushels of grain did this thing harvest back in the past? And you know, I guess that's what's great about this hobby, is now this is the opportunity to breathe, to put life back into something that otherwise was just a hunk of iron forgotten in the middle of a pasture in the middle of God's country. And now we get to take her home, and I'll find new tires for her, and we'll start on the motor. I mean, it's got to be stuck. We didn't try. I'm just so certain it's stuck. It's got to be stuck. You know, have the dock, we'll tear it down, we'll put new rings in it, see if we can't clean the sleeves and stuff up, and go through it from there. So, but yeah, that's, like I said, guys, that's the best part of this hobby, is just the saving, or the ability to pull these things out of their grave, and be able to slowly over time bring them back, you know. So, but anyways, guys, so now it's the road trip back home, another 5 hours or so, and we'll talk to you when we get home. All right. Well, guys, it's the next day. We didn't get done with the road trip until about, well, I didn't get home till about 8:30 last night. We just got here to the farm, we got it unhooked, and we left it here. And then this morning, to get it out of the driveway, well, we had to hook it onto the John Deere 60 and pull it up. But anyhow, now it's up in the yard, and I was taking a moment before we did the final filming for this to take a look over the thing. And boy, this tractor, for its age and for being abandoned in a pasture for the last 60, 70 years, is in really decent shape. It is stuck. Earlier I said that I was going to change the mag out to the correct mag, and I did some research last night, and the American Bosch mag is the correct mag, so that makes me happy, because those you can get parts for. The original big case mags are almost impossible to get parts, and there are a couple guys I think they can still rebuild them, but no, they're getting far and few between. I've had a few LAs like we've talked about in the past, or L's in the past, but I've never had any of them with the cast wheels like this on the front and back. I was thinking I had a set of tires for it, because I got a set of 30s in the back, and my last L had 30s on the back, but these actually have 28s. So I'll get a set of 28s, get them put on. These are kind of a split rim kind of deal, it looks like to me, so that's going to be fun. We'll get some rubber tires on it and stuff, and then I'll sit down, and when me and the doc will make a list of stuff that we need, and I'll start getting it ordered and brought in, and so we have pretty much everything we need on hand before we start working on it. I'm not going to paint it. I'm going to leave it just like this. You can see the orange coming through and places, but you know, you can also see the history of the rust and everything else showing through. I like to figure out, and I'm not for sure when they went from painting them being gray to orange, but this thing has clearly been orange most its life, so, or all its life possibly. So we're going to leave it like it is, but it's just such a nice tractor, and there's so much potential it holds, and I just can't wait to get started on it. But like I said, I'm going to try to be smart and get everything ready to go before that happens. So, but otherwise, guys, I just want to say thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for enjoying the adventure. And by the way, guys, we hit 10K last night. So thank you for all of you for subscribing. And Guys, just thank you for everything. We'll see you next week.